finding hidden treasures, traveling to Tampa Bay's diverse communities and neighborhoods, discovering the sights, sounds, and taste of the region, experiencing history and culture. I'm your host, Serena Fazan, and we are Unlocking Tampa Bay. Hi everyone, I'm Serena Fazan and welcome to another amazing episode of Unlocking Tampa Bay. I am joined by the President and CEO of Visit Tampa Bay, Santiago Carrata. Santiago, always so great to see you.
Hey Serena, great to see you as well.
Okay, I seriously have the best job in town.
What's this podcast about?
This is about rooftop bars. Rooftop bars.
Does it get any better
It does
than
not.
having a job going to check out rooftop bars?
It really doesn't.
I don't know that other than food critics or dining, they have a job like that. So congratulations, you snagged one of the best jobs in Tampa, Hillsborough County.
Well, thank you so much. And we're going to get into rooftop bars in just a second. But Santiago, tell us what's happening in Tampa Bay.
You know, we've had such a strong summer, the strongest summer on record. April, May broke all 2019 records, and now we're looking at the June numbers, and it's 33.25% better than our record of June in 2019. The preliminary numbers for July looks like July is setting a record. August is as strong as August of 2019. And you know, we had a Super Bowl that kicked off the year in February, and the momentum has just kept going and going and going. And so very, very proud of the work that the team here locally, all of our stakeholders have done to make sure that momentum continues to go strong. And again, strongest summer on record, believe it or not.
And you know, speaking of summer and being outside, talk about these rooftop bars. I mean, there has been an explosion of rooftop bars.
Well, you know, we've had the rooftop bars, but actually, before we even talk about those, you know, part of the success we've had are all these leisure travelers domestically that have come to check out all these great outdoor activities that you've actually shown in some of your prior podcasts. You know, you can canoe, you can kayak, you can zip line, you know, a lot of domestic visitors, and then conventions. We've had conventions back. We had national dermatologists, we had international elks, we had CS Week, we had United Bikers Jamboree. So we've had all of these conventions and groups come to town to help with those great numbers. And then now we're waiting for our Connect Marketplace, which is one of the biggest shows, bring thousands of visitors to the destination. And yes, they'll all get a chance to enjoy all these rooftop bars that all of a sudden we've had an explosion of. You know, for a while we had no food halls, and then we had this explosion of food halls with Sparkman Wharf, Armature Works, we had Franklin Hall, and now it's rooftop bars. And how exciting it is to be able to see our city have a great drink from a different perspective. So, you know, just started out in downtown for the most part, and now you're seeing it all over. You know, we had a rooftop bar at the Water Street, Merritt Water Street, and now we have one at the JW, we have one in Midtown, we have one at Armature Works, obviously one out at the Epicurean. So, you know, some great rooftop bars for not only our visitors to enjoy, but our locals.
Well, we're so excited to highlight for our viewers at least 3 of these rooftop bars. So why don't we start at the EDGE, the iconic Epicurean Hotel in South Tampa. We sit down with General Manager Sean Roughton. We're here at the Epicurean Hotel. Joining me is the General Manager, Sean Roughton. Wow, this is an amazing place, Sean. I have to say that it's such an icon again in this area. I live close to this area, and I've lived in the Tampa Bay area for a long time, and this is just so meticulously put together.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been an exciting project. We opened in 2013, and actually this was the first autograph collection hotel to be built from the ground up. So it was very exciting for us to kind of join the South Howard, the South Tampa community in the Hyde Park area. So it's been wonderful.
Wow, I did not know that this was the first autograph hotel to go up. It also has it's also very boutique though as well. It has a very special connection to Burns. Can you tell us about that?
It does, and the Autograph Collection Hotel, their tagline is exactly like nothing else, which is great. So any autograph you go to, it really will be exactly like nothing else. In ours, it's just important the relationship that we have with Burns and that synergy and their strategic partnership. It's been amazing to be able to kind of join their coattail that they've established over the years, and we try to mimic that. That's what it's all about. Burns' legacy is the education and what they've put into it and mastered that craft. And how do we do it from a hotel standpoint, but also pull the Burns story through, as well as our story here at the Epicurean. So it's been great for our team members to be able to tell the Burns story, the legacy, to learn it and understand it, and also tell our story as a hotel as well.
It's such an unassuming area for a hotel. So why does a boutique hotel fit this neighborhood?
Yeah, and it's a great question. I think that if we were to throw a large Tower Ramada hotel, I don't think it fits. And that's what's special about this area is it's the local landscape. There's no Bennigans around here. Everything's local driven, everything's neighborhood driven, and we kind of tuck ourselves in a way here to better blend in with the community, but offer something unique, exactly what South Tampa in Hyde Park Village, that's the immediate surroundings within this neighborhood. It's unique. The homes are unique, the businesses are unique. I mean, this is such an active area from an entertainment standpoint, from a livability standpoint, and I live a mile away myself. It's got such a heartbeat, and everyone's out and about, they're biking, so it's got a personality in its own right, just like a lot of areas of Tampa, and that's what I love about this area. And Tampa's been so fruitful to capture so many things, whether it's conventions, the Super Bowls, All-Star games, you name it. It speaks for itself. But us, it's more than just our hotel, that we really want to kick our guests out to enjoy what we offer, that we enjoy as a person who lives here every day. And that's the local eateries we have here, Hyde Park Village, the shopping, Bayshore Boulevard, and we actually have Epicurean bikes, so we can literally kick them out of our hotel, knowing they're coming back. And that's a win for us because, we want them to enjoy the hotel, but, an experience is what we're about here at the Epicurean, and the experience is much more than just our hotel.
Where did the name Epicurean come from as well? I mean, it's such a unique name and has a history behind that.
It's a good question, and it actually comes from the Greek philosopher Epicurus. He's kind of our chief, if you will, and one of his mottos was, pleasure is the greatest good.
Oh.
And that's what we follow here. That is our kind of tagline here, and how do we embrace that? And we do, and we have multiple areas of the hotel that we can actually recreate or create pleasure and expand people's horizons. That's our job, is to help with that experience, push the limit a little bit, and they come back for more.
Talk to us about the EDGE, the rooftop bar. Sure. And Sean, with all your experience, why do you think rooftops are just the thing right now?
Yeah, EDGE has been a great component for us. I think there's something about, from a hotel standpoint, the more offerings we can have for our guests, the better. You can spend 2 or 3 days here, and you can really experience different offerings, whether it's in our lobby bar, Elevage restaurant, EDGE Rooftop, and I could go on. There's a few other components, but that piece is special in its own right. And that's the whole point. There's, I think, a certain amount of freedom being outside, and there's also a little bit of mystique about rooftop bars. You're up higher, it's almost a little bit of a voyage to get there. And then when you get there and you open that door, and all of a sudden you're hit with this big heartbeat, city lights, I think it's just something different, unique, and special. And then we have the offerings. You finally make it there, and our craft, beverage experience and food aligns with that well. And it's been a success. There's a reason they're being put up throughout Tampa in different cities. And honestly, I think there's room for it. It's something that I think we'll see continue to grow, and it's still unique. They can put up 10 more. It's still going to be a unique piece for us.
Gosh, and I love that word, mystic. I'm going to have to steal that word.
We provide a glass of wine at check-in. So at
that's
that
so
point,
nice.
And then we do an iPad check-in, which is also unique. We walk the guests to their room. So by the time you get to our hotel, we check you in. You've got an idea that this is a food and beverage hotel. We've talked about the burns and why wine boxes live behind our front desk. You know us and we know you, and that starts the journey and the uniqueness there.
Well, you've told us so many wonderful things about the Epicurean and the EDGE, and I think it's really important to know that this is not just for hotel guests. Again, you're right in the middle of Soho and very popular area in Tampa, and you encourage guests from out of town as well as the local residents.
You're exactly right. And when Joe Collier, our president of Mainsail, built this hotel, he was doing an interview very much just like this, and he said, we want to create a place where the locals go. And if you travel, and I'm sure you have, and you're unsure, you go to the front desk and where do the locals go? And we can honestly look our guests in the eye and say, we'll be here. They'll be here. So it's been fun to be able to do that. Our local community that supported us throughout, really since we've opened, really adds to the dynamic of our transient guests that come here looking for an experience as well.
Well, Sean, what a great pleasure to talk to you. Is there anything that you would like to add that I didn't ask you?
No, we appreciate the time. It's been great to speak with you and be part of it.
The Epicurean is truly an amazing place, and it just shows when you do things the right way, great things happen, and it's such an iconic area. Well, now let's turn to something a bit newer. The current hotel here at Rocky Point, another boutique hotel. I'm joined by the general manager, Andrew Nielsen. Andrew, it's so great to see you.
Well, good to see you. Thanks for coming.
And of course, you look as fabulous as always. Your shoelaces match your shirt buttons. I love it. I love it.
Got to coordinate.
Yeah, you got to coordinate. Now, you've been here since 2019.
That's correct.
Tell us a little bit about yourself first.
Well, I started here in 2019 to open up the hotel. I'm kind of a transplant from Napa Valley, California. Been out here for about 12 years and worked in the hotel industry for 25 plus years. And Lowe's Hotel, Four Seasons, and now this great autograph collection hotel here in Tampa.
It is amazing, and the location is amazing. I mean, look at where we're sitting. Tell us about the location. It's in the Rocky Point area. If you could just share about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Rocky Point area, so it's very close to the downtown, about 7 minutes, about 3 minutes from the airport, so it's kind of strategically located in between both areas, and we're right on the Courtney Campbell Causeway, so you can take a jog or a run or a bike ride, and we're close to the Clearwater Beach area in St. Pete, so it's just kind of perfectly centrally located.
And you know, this hotel honestly is so beautiful. When you walk in, there is so much artwork.
Yeah, well, we've got one of the largest collection of local artists in the hotel. We've got anywhere from the Butterfly Kiss to Theo Woodchick, who's a famous professor in the Tampa area. He's actually we have the largest collection of Theo Woodchick paintings in the hotel. He was known as the Professor of Punk because he was a professor of printmaking at the University of Central Florida. So it's kind of a cool story, and we rotate our art about every 3 months, so it's always constantly changing and evolving.
I know, I love it. And tell us about the modern design too of this hotel, because I mean, we take a look around and you know, it's so modern, so contemporary. Tell us about that and what went into that.
Well, when you walk in the door, you see this beautiful wave ceiling. You truly feel like you're part of a current. It's just a great sense of arrival, and you know, we really built the hotel to capture views. You get the views from our beautiful infinity pool to our wonderful, fantastic rooftop. But the design is, you know, modern and much, you know, to be part of the autograph collection, that boutique kind of really cool feel.
Andrew, Rocks is so beautiful. I mean, I'm jealous. I wish I was here all the time. Was this rooftop bar designed specifically for the hotel, or was it added on after?
It was absolutely designed as part of the design of the hotel. You know, being on the 10th floor, panoramic, uninterrupted views of you know, St. Pete and Tampa and Clearwater. It was absolutely going to be our signature part of the hotel design.
So you know, we're seeing a lot of rooftop bars. Do you feel Rocks is different than a lot of the ones in Tampa right now?
Absolutely, you know, partly because we have the indoor-outdoor space, so you know, you can watch storms in the summer and still be in air conditioned, and you can certainly watch the beautiful sunsets that we have. Our sunsets here are just by far incredible, just you know, because of the views, and so that's what makes it popular, is that we have a great mixology program. We have a great team up here that really curates your experience. So I think the trend in rooftop bars is to be, you know, something different and have something phenomenal and part of your design of your hotel.
Well, you know, you have such vast experience in this industry as well. Do you see more rooftop bars coming to this area? Absolutely.
I think you've seen a trend of more rooftop bars in pretty much every hotel that has opened. Recently with the JW Marriott in downtown, they have a rooftop bar. So it is a trend, I think, nationwide. I think it's a fun part of to be on the roof, right?
This hotel not only caters to the out-of-town guests, but really the locals too, right? It's a welcoming place for anybody to come.
Absolutely. I mean, when you kind of look for that staycation or that urban oasis to get away from, you come down here to the end of Rocky Point, you come to this hotel with all of our guest rooms have water views, we have this beautiful rooftop bar. You kind of feel like you can get away, and you're not in the downtown Tampa, or you're not on the beach, but you know, we do have a private beach here. We do have a fantastic space and rooftop bar and private beach and pool, so we really feel like you kind of get the resort-like amenities, but you're not really at a resort. So you kind of get the best of both worlds.
Is that why you feel that the current hotel continues to be successful?
Absolutely. It's just constantly changing, finding ways to delight our guests. One of the things that we do here is live the mantra of exactly like nothing else, being that we're constantly always looking to come up with new ways to delight our guests. That's really the most important thing, is to always be looking to change and be ahead of the curve and be ahead of and be the trendsetters and the leaders in the hotel community here in Tampa.
Okay, speaking of that, is there anything new and exciting coming up here at the Current? Any scoop you want to give us?
Well, we are going to be on possibly on some of your favorite shows. But I can't tell you what that is, because if I did, I'd give away the secret. But no, we're such a great destination for to view and film and things like that. So we might see some celebrities here and do some celebrity events, and but we'll have to keep you informed on that one.
Andrew Nielsen, thank you so much for joining us. And I need to have one of those. What's the signature?
No bad
drink?
juju.
No bad juju.
You're gonna walk out of here you're gonna feel great, and you're gonna have good luck. So
thank you.
Best of luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We are now at the dual-branded hotel, Aloft and Element, and how exciting. I am joined by General Manager Yvette Torres. We're in the Midtown area, and I say exciting because talk about girl power. You are a female general manager. There is a female sales director and a female chef.
Yes, we do have a trifecta going on. Very, very exciting.
That is awesome. So we're at the beautiful Sal Y Mar rooftop bar. We're going to get to that in just a moment. But first, Yvette, share with us, what does this dual hotel concept mean?
So we're very fortunate to be a dual branded hotel. It's an Aloft and Element, so they're drastically different. So it affords us the opportunity to give our guests two different experiences. Aloft is very loud and lively, really big on live music. So we have a lot of artists from the local Tampa, Bay area performing. So people get to experience that in our WXYZ bar if they're here for a weekend. And then we have the Element, which is for people with longer stays, families. It has big initiatives like sustainability, very bright and airy and modern. One of the big initiatives is the Heavenly Bed, all of the Westin elements. So it's very cool that we have both of them in one building.
Well, talk to us about this Midtown area. It opened up around the Super Bowl time.
We did.
Talk to me first about that. How was that experience? I know it was a unique time, right?
Well, it was exciting to be part of Tampa, specifically at that time period. I mean, what a great situation. Opening a new hotel in Tampa, our home team playing. So it was just an amazing experience. The community certainly welcomed us with open arms. And we were the very first to open in Midtown. It has changed daily. As you could see, we have more restaurants, more retail for people to walk and visit just at their doorstep. So it is very unique and a great location for sure.
So speaking
and
of
Tampa's hottest new location too.
Oh, there we go with
I
that.
should say.
Yes, the hottest new location. So talk to us specifically about that location, where you're located. I mean, the view is incredible. Why is this such a great location?
So it's a great location because it's right between the West Shore area and downtown, very close proximity to the airport. So the location is prime. Obviously, we have wonderful views of downtown Tampa. We have that wonderful 360 view, but ideally for anyone that's coming to visit, they can come here and not have to go anywhere and still be able to experience a lot of Tampa. And if they do decide to wander off, it's not going to take them very far.
Well, let me ask you this, because it is amazing. When I was driving in, I was like, wow, look at this whole new community. It is still being built, so the construction is not completed yet. Talk to us about that a little bit.
So it's not quite, and it's, being part of Midtown, I've seen it progress daily, and I have to say just the energy, and every time there's, another restaurant that opens is a huge milestone for us. So it is projected to be completed by the end of the year. So it's going to be wonderful once it is completed, where people can come here and shop, have cocktails, be able to walk around and really experience Midtown.
How much fun as we come up on the holiday season, really. I mean,
Yes,
it's right around the corner.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it will be certainly ideal at that time of year because it's just so nice outdoors to be outdoors, but we'll have live music. You know, Midtown's going to do wonderful things, not only for Midtown, but for the Tampa Bay community.
Well, now let's talk about beautiful. When I walked into Sal Y Mar, seriously, my jaw dropped. It is so beautiful in here. There's so many colors, textures. Describe this rooftop bar, and there is such an explosion, wouldn't you agree, of rooftop bars in the Tampa Bay area, and that's what really this podcast, we're really discussing.
Sure, no, of course, and obviously just with the current climate, outdoor dining is so huge right now. This particular concept is Tulum-inspired, so Sal Y Mar translates to salt and sea in Spanish.
Oh.
So our chef, who is female and just absolutely amazing and talented, created this menu with a lot of Tulum inspired items as well as local items, really, you know, sourcing things locally here from Tampa and from Florida. But she's a Southern girl, so you'll find unique things like, you know, shrimp and grits with a Latin flair to it. So it is certainly a wonderful menu, but it's a great experience, from the craft cocktails to just being able to sit outside and, you know, look at downtown Tampa.
Are there specific things or a specific cocktail that people should order when they're here?
So we do have our signature drink, which is the Sal Y Mar margarita. So for those like myself who like spicy, will certainly enjoy it, and it's unique, and I can say you probably wouldn't get it anywhere else in Tampa.
Fantastic. And so you're open for business, you're ready to go, you
We
invite
are.
visitors and people who live here.
Absolutely. So we're open for brunch, and as of September, we'll be open 7 days a week.
So wonderful to meet you, Yvette.
Yes, likewise. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely, and so wonderful to know that, you know, girl power on top of it.
There you go.
I know, Santiago. It's so much fun,
Oh
right?
my goodness.
Exploring these rooftop bars. You know
Makes
what-
me thirsty.
I know.
I hope everyone runs out and gets a drink after they watch the podcast.
I know, they absolutely should. And you know what is so neat about these rooftop bars? So many of them, the hotels actually built out to include the rooftop bars. What do you think that says?
Well, that says, you know, that we have a great visitor base as well as a great local base, and they're there to cater to both visitors and locals. You know, the other cool thing is what's happening on the street level, where we're adding these fantastic restaurants to hotel properties, which is kind of unusual. You know, restaurants usually cater to those visitors that are staying at those hotels, but, you know, these new cool restaurants are catering to our locals as well as our visitors. So whether you're going into Drift Light or Six or Turntable at the JW, or over at Hotel Haya for a café con leche, you know, these great street level access restaurants adding to that cuisine that we're already showing off here in Tampa. So rooftop, street level, and all places in between, the dining scene has exploded here in Tampa, Hillsborough County. Our job, your job, is to really highlight you know, these great assets. And, you know, our Visit Tampa Bay team published a book a few years ago, you know, Tampa's Table, which was a dining journey through Tampa, Hillsborough County. They followed it up with a great cocktail book, Tampa with a Twist. I think you're featuring some of those drinks in the podcast. And, you know, we want our locals as well as our visitors to know that these great places exist here that they can come and enjoy. And again, it's great to see rooftop bars added to award-winning cuisine and some great craft breweries that also exploded here overnight. So we've actually seen, this is kind of our third explosion, right? We went through craft breweries, we went through food halls, and here we are now with rooftop bars and street-level dining.
So, Santiago, what does that say about the Tampa Bay area?
You know, again, there have been some that have said it's our time. You know, I think it is our time. I think we're really becoming a very sophisticated destination. We have a lot of appeal for a lot of different travelers and a lot of different types of clients. So I think now we have something for everyone. And I can tell you that people around the country are taking notice. People around the world are taking notice. You know, Tampa now resonates as a place to visit. The name Tampa means something, and that's really important for our tourism economy here.
What you just mentioned just proves that Tampa Bay does it right.
Yeah, you know, we led the way out of the pandemic as far as safety and medical protocols and procedures. We were able to market this destination as a safe one to visit. You know, you've highlighted all the great outdoor things you can do with lots of space and wide open air spaces. So again, great attractions to make sure that our guests come and enjoy themselves in a safe way.
Well, Santiago, is always so great to see you. You have to come with me the next time and maybe have a cocktail at one of these rooftop bars.
When Iron Gwazi comes, I might take your place because I know you don't like roller coasters. So we might be doing the podcast with me, riding Iron Gwazi early next year. I believe it's March of 2022. So really excited about Busch Gardens and Iron Gwazi. And you won't do that one. You'll
I mean, I will if I have to. I mean, I am the host. That's all right. Santiago, is always so wonderful to see you. We can't wait to highlight more of the exciting things happening.
And fall
in
is
Tampa.
around the corner. So, Halloween and all those great things and the holidays and, Tampa's a great holiday city. So we'll be having some really great podcasts here in the future.
Absolutely. So much to look forward to, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Unlocking Tampa Bay. To learn more about Visit Tampa Bay and the adventures that await you, visit www.visittampabay.com or follow @Visit Tampa Bay on social media.